What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Educated Barfly. Today we have a special episode for you, and I know I say that all the time, but today we are going to be exploring the wild world of MSG. Lately, we've been talking a lot about ways in which we can improve cocktails here on the show, and one of those techniques, the addition of saline solution in cocktails, in order to enhance those flavors, has been featured in a bunch of episodes. I've done it a lot. The most famous one was the Mai Tai episode, and since this technique is now widely used by many of the top bars and bartenders, it got me thinking, can you use MSG in a cocktail? And if so, what would it do? I mean, MSG is widely used by chefs in order to enhance flavor in food, so why not in cocktails? Well, of course, it turns out that there is a precedence for the use of MSG in a variety of modernist cocktails, which is really no surprise. I mean, they've been doing a lot of things in that kind of style of bartender. But that's using it in a very specific way for very specific cocktails. I was just wondering, can you use it as a savory element in just regular shaken and stirred cocktails? So today, we try to answer that question, and hopefully, if we've done our job, maybe we can make our little Papa Joshua proud.
Give it a little kiss.
But before we get started, let's talk a little bit about its history. MSG, or monosodium glutamate, was first discovered over 100 years ago by a Japanese chemist named Kikune Ikeda. Ikeda had discovered a separate flavor in seaweed, which he named umami, and it accounted for the savory element of that food. It is known widely as one of the 5 detectable flavors by the human palate, and in case you forgot what they are salt, acid, sweet, bitter, and of course, what we're talking about in this episode, umami. Umami roughly translates in Japanese to deliciousness. Glutamates, which account for the savory element, occurs naturally in foods such as Parmesan, Roquefort, and of course, as we mentioned earlier, seaweed. And MSG is literally sodium bonded with glutamates, so you get the flavor enhancing characteristics of the sodium, the savory element provided by the glutamates. It's no surprise that Ikeda was the first person to commercially produce MSG for use as a flavor additive, and went on to found a company to make MSG commercially, Ajinomoto, which is today the largest producer of MSG in the world. Before we get into cocktails, I want to address one thing that I know about 50% of you are probably thinking that MSG is connected to headaches. And while there is some talk about that, and it's actually connected to a pretty interesting story that we're not going to tell right now, there's no conclusive evidence that MSG causes any type of headache or has any other bad effects on you. I've never experienced it myself, but if you experience those, if you have an allergy to it, just don't make the cocktails. All right, so the first cocktail we're doing is going to be a dirty martini. We're going to do it with gin, and I don't know, this is just like the most straightforward thing we could probably do with MSG. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our MSG solution. I made a 10% MSG solution. The recipe for that is below in the video description. 4 dashes of MSG solution, half an ounce of your favorite olive brine, half an ounce of dry vermouth, 2 ounces of gin. I wanted to use Beefeater, just like a very traditional London dry, very clean botanical gin for this. Let's add some ice. A couple more cubes maybe. Let's give it the old whirly poo. Strain it. All right, here goes. Wow. That's more balanced than I thought it would be. It's just a very nicely balanced cocktail. You get the gin, obviously the botanicals. You also taste the botanicals inside the dry vermouth as well. The half an ounce of olive brine, which is kind of a lot, obviously is a very major flavor component in there, but the MSG gives it a savory kick at the end of the drink that makes it taste like chicken soup. Like, it's really good. I really like this. And I'm not really that partial to dirty martinis, honestly, but you know what it does is it makes the savoriness make sense. So there it is, the MSG Martini. The next cocktail we're doing is basically a pineapple margarita. I wanted to try the MSG next to something like agave that has like a savory sweetness to it and see what it does there. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of pineapple, just do like a fat half an ounce of agave, 4 dashes of MSG, 2 ounces of tequila. Give it a nice shake. I'm not gonna double strain this one, I'm just gonna strain it out. Because I like a little ice chip in my margarita. Whoa. It's nicely balanced. You know, what's funny is that you don't really detect the flavor of the umami until last. And then you have this little twinge on your back palate as you swallow that you really taste it. But also because there's sodium inside MSG, it enhances the flavor of the lime and it enhances the flavor of the agave and the tequila and pineapple. It's like, it's really interesting and good. It works really well, but it's also very subtle. You know, originally I was gonna do 5 drops like you would do saline, but then I thought, you know what, we're not gonna taste the kind of umami flavor if we use 5 drops. So instead we did like 4 dashes, which is, you know, a lot of drops. It's still very subtle, but you can taste it in there. It's nice. I really like the addition of MSG into a citrus cocktail. So here it is, pineapple margarita thing that I just threw together. So the next cocktail we're doing is called the Gordon's Breakfast, created by Sam Ross in 2008 at Little Branch. The Gordon's Breakfast is a citrus cocktail that has a savory element to it, and I thought this would be a very easy way to introduce MSG. So we're gonna be replacing an element with MSG. First thing we're gonna do is grab our lime, and we're gonna cut 6 wedges here. I'm gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, 4 dashes of Cholula. So the original cocktail calls for Worcestershire sauce, and this isn't a literal replacement for that. There's a lot of, you know, things in Worcestershire sauce like sardines and stuff that we don't have in MSG. This is, we're gonna be subbing out the savoriness of that for this to see how it works. So I think I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 dashes, 2 ounces of your favorite gin. I'm gonna smash this all up, and we're gonna make sure that we're pressing the meat of the lime while just lightly pressing the peel so we don't extract too much bitterness from the pith. And we're gonna dump this in like so, give it a nice shake. 8 to 10 seconds, and then we're just gonna dump all of the contents into our glass. Cheers. It works phenomenally well. It's a little spicy, lime sour, very limey because you got a lot of oils from the peels inside the glass. You taste the botanicals of the gin. It's a little bit spicy from the Cholula. And there is a kind of chicken soup aftertaste. And I'm thinking that the MSG has really enhanced the Cholula and the savoriness of that Cholula. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good. I would drink this a lot. You know, I don't know. I also really love a drink that has mashed up fruit in it for some reason. I love a whiskey smash. I love a Gordon's Breakfast. So there it is, guys. The Gordon's Breakfast. All right, guys, there you have it. 3 MSG cocktails for you to wrap your taste buds around. It's a new advanced technique for you guys to play with. So go out there, make some MSG cocktails, tag me in all those posts, tag me on Instagram, message me here, and I'll see you guys in another.